KTSA special coverage. 9/11, 10 years later. Coverage presented by Amagi Bank and the Orsatti Dental Group.
News Talk 550 KTSA and online at ktsa.com. Trey Ware with our special 9/11 coverage. And, of course, this guy needs no introduction here in San Antonio. He is very well known here as the Commissioner for Precinct 3, a former city councilman here in San Antonio, and a great leader for our community. Kevin Wolff is joining me now. Commissioner, great to have you. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Trey. My pleasure to be here.
Not only is Kevin well known as a community leader, but at the time of 9/11, he was serving the United States military in the Navy and was actually there in New York when everything happened. So if you would, kind of recount what you remember from that day, September 11th, 2001.
Well, you know what's interesting about it is my wife and daughter and I had moved to Manhattan 2 months before 9/11. And so there I am sitting at work on the 41st floor of my office building watching out the window. And I actually have pictures of after the first plane, before the second, after the second plane. You know, I went down 3 days later, worked an aid station at Ground Zero for where the police and firefighters would change out shifts. It's when my father came up to New York just a month after that. We went to Ground Zero.
County Judge Nelson Wolff.
County Judge, and we looked at Ground Zero. We toured what was called Pier 53, which was where they consolidated all their emergency operations, and that's where the idea came from to build our emergency operations center here in Bexar County in San Antonio. So, obviously a dramatic effect, certainly for the country, certainly for the people in New York, but also specifically for us right here in town.
When you're sitting there and you're looking out the window and you see this happen, you see these planes go into these two buildings that are known worldwide. When you think of New York, that's the skyline that you thought of. What emotion and what thoughts overcame you at that moment?
It was at first, after the first plane, everybody assumed, oh, what a terrible accident. But as soon as that second plane hit, everybody knew. We knew there was something vitally wrong. And for me, it certainly took me back to my military training, and I knew we were under attack. I didn't know how or why or by who, but it is a very scary feeling and a very vulnerable feeling. And my wife will tell you the most, disconcerting day was actually September 12th. Because as you walked around New York City, and if you've ever been there, it's vibrant, it's loud, you have to talk louder than everybody else. I always wondered why New Yorkers talked louder, because it's a loud city. Well, all of a sudden, the city was silent. There were no trains, there were no cars, there were no trucks, there were no subways. Everything was shut down, but people were out on the street talking to each other. The shops actually opened up, and it was really a little heartwarming to see how quickly that city pulled together. So for every bad thing that happens, you can see a silver lining in it as well. And to really see New Yorkers who can sometimes come off as a little rough and gruff and hard, those folks pulled together so quickly, it was amazing.